Right, well, after the clusterfuck that was Nvidia's CES 2017 keynote speech, I did a video the other day talking about some of the problems that I saw, specifically relating to the new Shield TV and how that affected the current Shield TV, and also looking at Geforce Now. Now, following that conference, there was a lot of confusion, and some of that confusion came over in that video that I made as well. So what I'd like to do today is go over some of the points again and try and clear up some of the issues. So let's get started. Firstly, there's the Geforce Now service, and as is usually the case with Nvidia, they've decided to confuse matters somewhat. With the Shield TV, you can subscribe to a Geforce Now service, and that gives you access to a load of games provided by Nvidia that you can stream to your device. And it's a pretty decent service, and I think it's about £7.49 a month, something like that. I haven't checked the exact price, but it's around that price, something £6.99, £7.49, something like that. And talking to a few people, it's a pretty decent service. So obviously a lot of people were concerned when Nvidia announced this $25 for 20 hours service. And I talked about that in my previous video. It transpires though that this service, the $25 for 20 hours, only relates to PC and Mac. And specifically it is designed for people who have PCs or Macs that are incapable of playing games, and they can then download the app and use that to play those games. It can be games that they've already bought from Steam and so on and so forth. Now, that's a very distinct service from the service made available for Nvidia Shield TV owners. The problem there is obviously it gets very confused very quickly. And so you've got two services, both called Geforce Now, offering very distinct options. Obviously, if you've got a Shield TV, that shouldn't impact you adversely, and therefore things haven't really changed much since the previous Shield TV. So that's good news, as long as you can work out what the hell's going on. But then we get to the Shield itself. Now, obviously, Nvidia have got an issue with naming things, Geforce Now and Geforce Now, both offering two different services. But we've also got the issue with Geforce, and over the years we've had the Shield handheld, the Shield tablet, the Shield TV 16 gig, the Shield TV 500 gig, and now we've got these new Shield TVs at 16 gig and 500 gig as well for 2017. Now it turns out that those Shield TVs that are coming out this year are exactly the same as the 2015 versions in effect. The only real difference is that the 16 gig version is in a smaller form factor, so it's a tinier and you can fit it into smaller spaces, so that should be an advantage to some people. But that begged the question in my previous video, what's going to happen with people who already own the Shield TV, because there's some nice new functionality rolling out for these new Shield TVs. And I said then, given that the hardware's the same, it's going to be pretty annoying for people like me to find that we don't have this new software update. Well, it transpires that we are actually going to be getting this new software update, so we shouldn't really be getting too uptight and too upset about the new Shield TVs turning up, because in effect we're going to be catered for. So that's really good news. But it does beg the question, why on earth did Nvidia not tell us during the keynote speech? The whole thing was frankly, it was a bit of a mess. It served to annoy people rather than inform them. And surely the whole purpose of a keynote address is to get people excited about your products. So while I'm a lot happier now that a lot of these issues turn out to actually not really be issues, it does beg the question, what the hell is going on with Nvidia and their marketing department? Because they have, basically dropped a bollock here. That CES keynote would have been better off if it didn't happen in terms of looking at the Shield and Geforce Now. And it still leaves us with this new Geforce Now service, the $25 for 20 hours service, which, as I said before, is a service looking for a customer. And I don't think it's going to find any personally, but that's my view. But anyway, given that it's turned out not to be quite so bad as initially thought, what do you guys think? Do you think that the new Shield TVs and the current Shield TVs look like a good prospect? I'm quite happy with my Shield TV. I think it's a nice product. And with these new options, and specifically with Amazon Prime 4K coming on board, it's going to be an even better product. So I'm quite excited about what's coming down the pipe. But as I say, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good product yourself? Will you be looking at buying one of these? It's certainly the best streamer on the market as far as I'm concerned. Let us know what you think and we'll have a chat as usual. And in the meantime, I've actually got a cup of tea today, so I'm going to finish my cup of tea. And I'll speak to you guys again soon. Bye.